We're here at the McAllen Police Department to talk about a spring break initiative that the McAllen Police Department is going to join the Texas Department of Transportation. With me right now is Lieutenant Joel Morales from the McAllen Police Department to talk about that initiative to keep people safe on the roads.
That's correct, and this is an initiative that we're doing during this spring break, and it's from March 7th through March 23rd. What this does is that we partnership along with other agencies across the state of Texas, including DPS, and this is a program through the Texas Department of Transportation. What we're doing is, through that grant, it allows us to have regular officers and officers on overtime enforcing DWI laws.
What should drivers do? Basically, designated driver, is that the safest thing to do? Because I know right now there's a no refusal submission that y'all conduct with warrants.
That's correct, and that's part of the message that we give the public is say, designate a sober driver to take them somewhere. Designated that driver will keep them from driving a vehicle while they have consumed an alcoholic beverage. And in addition to that, as part of these efforts, we do have a no refusal. What does that mean? Well, what it means is that a person who refuses to give a specimen of their breath when they're arrested for DWI, then the officer can obtain a warrant, a search warrant, and obtain a blood specimen.
I know when we talk about spring break, we talk about young teens and young adults out there who are drinking to have a good time while they enjoy the spring break vacation. But there could be repercussions if they get arrested for a DWI.
That's absolutely correct, and that's why one of the themes is hangovers don't go away. What it does and what it means to a lot of people, they could jeopardize a career. It may even jeopardize an opportunity to a college of their choice or university. It also means that there's going to be costs, there's going to be court costs, administrative fees, and it just adds up. So the message is plain and simple, don't drink and drive.
And sort of to explain the no refusal, because that's something I just learned too. The police officers get a warrant to sort of provide a blood alcohol test or a blood sample. How does that work?
How it works is that the officer obtains a warrant, a search warrant, and they draw blood. Then that blood is submitted, and of course the analysis is if it contains alcohol.
And how many officers will you have? You said even overtime police officers will be on the streets.
While the numbers vary, we'll have additional officers out there enforcing DWI as well as the regular officers. So there's going to be a lot more people, and not only us, but other agencies across Texas.
So from South Padre Island all the way in South Texas, there's law enforcement sort of cracking down on drunk drivers.
That's the way it is, and there'll be people out there. So we give the message out to the public, letting them know, one, to let them know that we're doing this, and two, to let them know that we will be enforcing DWI laws, and part of those efforts is a no refusal.
And of course, this is a daily part of the job for the police department here is to arrest people who have been drinking and driving.
And that's the way it is. So we try to reduce those numbers by giving the message out and say, look, don't drink and drive, designate a sober driver, or call a taxi.
Well, thank you very much, Lieutenant. Thank you for the information. Folks, that's for this spring break starting March 7th to March 23rd. You can guarantee that there will be plenty of law enforcement out on the roads. So please designate your driver. Don't drink and drive. For the City of McAllen, I'm Roy Cantu.